Good morning, Coach.
Good morning.
Congratulations on win number 1.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Looked like you basically did a 40 down the sideline. What would you guess your time was?
5.8.
5.8.
Yeah, that headset's a lot heavier than you think.
Those hamstrings ain't built like they used to be. Be careful.
That plantar fascia was barking this morning.
I saw Steph Diggs say that you were slow. He didn't realize how slow you were.
Yeah, it's more for endurance than speed.
You came out of the gate hot.
It's built for the long haul.
That's it. Like a marathon.
All you need is a pass rush is a get off. You don't need
You only need
40
6, 7, 8 yards max.
Well, big win. I saw you say last night the most important takeaway for you was that this team is not front running. I'm interested in what you saw from Drake yesterday.
Well, I mean, again, to touch on your point, that's how some of these games go. We'd love to be up 30-3, and if they are, then we'll plan accordingly and we'll be okay. But you get into these back and forths, and you have to just believe that you're going to make enough plays in the end to win. And I felt like we did that. And that was good to see. I think we needed to see it. Our players needed to see it and feel it and be in there and say, "Hey, we could have a couple bad plays. Somebody's going to make a play." Which we did numerous times. So we answered back. Drake was very efficient. It was something that we've talked about for a long time, is just putting the ball where you're supposed to put it, where it needs to go based on their coverage and our scheme. And thought he did that. I thought he transferred into the pocket well, being on the silent count, good edge rushers and guys with good get off. Thought we blocked the games. There was a lot of keys that we had, not a lot, but a couple keys in all 3 phases, and I felt like we hit those for the most part.
Mike, we all look at like those elite playmakers on offense, but this is another week where your defensive front 7 are able to affect the game and get after the quarterback. You lead the league in sacks, and granted it's only 2 weeks, but you've consistently shown, especially in crucial situations, you can make it uncomfortable. How much of a major factor is that for just your football team in general when you have that capability at the end of games?
Yeah, and they were going hard, and it was hot. I mean, it was hot. That one was real yesterday, and I appreciated everybody's efforts in the game and everybody that played or everybody that dressed contributed. So that was great to see, and to be able to continue to, I guess, affect the quarterback and get him to his second read. Trying to tie the coverage in, and the X plays are something that we'll have to continue to focus on. But when we had to, I felt like we got the drive stopped. That was either after a drive of theirs that we forced them to kick a field goal, or we were able to get the drive stopped before a field goal.
Leading up to this game, when it comes to your defense, though, how important was it for the guys to show up for each other and for the team in the absence of Terrell? Like, for you, did you feel like they did that for him?
No, I hope that they didn't. I hope they did it for each other. And I don't think that Terrell would want that either. I think that they are beginning to understand each other and how everything works. And, each week is a new challenge. And so I hope that they did that for them and that they played hard for them and that they were selfless for each other. I think that's the whole goal.
But did you feel like the preparation, they were able to achieve exactly what Terrell would want them to achieve going into that game?
Yeah. I mean, I think that that's always the case. I think that there was understanding in practice, there was communication, there was an energy to work and understand how to prepare for this football team and the motions and everything that goes into it. And it's a good test. It is a very good test to be able to handle all that.
Mike, the pass from Drake Maye to Ramondre Stevenson, 3rd and 3, minute 50 in the third quarter, to me was the play of the game. Perfect throw, right in stride. What were your thoughts on that and its meaning to the win?
Well, oddly enough, we had a similar play this week in practice, but it was with Travion, and we had two brutal plays to start the day. And I said, fellas, we whole mentality of just – F it and let's move on. Like we have to get going, and it takes one play. And it was Travion on that exact route that hit that play in practice, and then everybody started getting all juiced up, and it was really weird that now it was the same play, but Ramondre, and we hit it, and it kind of lifted our spirits, and it kind of got us going again. So it's just a good reminder of things that how we want to practice is similar to how we want to play, and we can't let negative plays snowball on us.
Another week, though, on kind of the negative side, especially with the penalties. What's kind of going on there?
Well, we had false starts, you know what I mean? And again, you can we don't want penalties, but I've gone down this road before. Penalties are probably a bad predictor for win rate. I'd focus on quarterback rating, turnovers, and rushing margin, and we won all three of those. So I would say that the easy thing to say, because I've lived this world, is when I was first starting in Tennessee, I was the penalty Nazi, and then I did a lot of research, and I'm like, hey, unfortunately, it looks like it's 50-50. Like whoever has more penalty, there's critical penalties, and we want to make great decisions, and we don't ever want to do things that cost the team. And we'll address those. We'll address, we had some false starts. One, Will didn't move. Will pointed at the guy. Will pointed at the guy that's rushing, and they called false start. You know what I mean? So again, I'm not going to go through the crew and the guy that's his first year, and they made some good calls. I'm sure they, the ones that they'd like to have back, and I'm just, if we tell them going in, this crew, Dana over there, he calls the line of scrimmage tight, and if he thinks that KC lined up in the neutral zone, and he's not going to warn them, and he's just going to go throw the flag, I guarantee next week, and all around the league, there's guys that are 3 inches in the neutral zone, and they tell them the next play, hey, back up or I'm going to flag you. That's how this goes.
I feel like you should have got the challenge. Like I'm on Stretch's side on that.
Tough day, I guess. We know how this thing goes. It goes to New York, and there's one guy looking at 3 games, and there's one guy looking at another 3 games, and they could tell us what they want, but for it to be expedited was shocking. For that to be expedited, I'm okay losing a challenge, but give me the courtesy of taking a look at it in a 2-minute window. But
the ball moved in his hands. It was
didn't survive the ground. Like
Right.
We know what the rule is. He's going to the ground. It wasn't like he had made a third step and completed it, and it came off his body. It came loose. So we'll keep swinging. We have a good feel for how these things go in replay, but again, judgment.
After the game, you said to Andre that you had all the confidence in the world for him making that last kick. Do you guys have a kicking problem right now, or do you feel confident in him?
How many times do you want me to answer it? I answered it yesterday, missed 2 extra points, and then made the rest of them. If I didn't feel confident, I wouldn't have put him out there for a 53-yarder, so it was good to see. And you threw me off by Andre. I haven't called him Andre since the day that we drafted him. I'm like, Andre. Did we sign somebody?
I like to use first names.
No, they call him Andy.
Mike, take us into the thought process of throwing the pass. I think it might have been on second down towards the end of the game, which was incomplete, which allows Miami to keep a timeout in the pocket. What's the mindset going there? Are you thinking just run, let them burn their timeouts?
Well, you need a first down to try to win the game. So I thought we, could catch them in, falling asleep there on the crossing route, and unfortunately we did it, and that's how it goes. But you're going to need a first down to win the game there, and didn't get it.
Mike, clearly you were uncomfortable after the game when Robert Kraft came in and was giving you the game ball. You clearly wanted to deflect immediately and talk about the players, but you're in pretty rarefied air, a guy that played for a team and now coaching for the team. Anything that you want to share about what your first feelings were getting your win first time as the head coach of this team?
And I appreciate that, but it literally, this is about the players. This is about them being confident in what we're doing, them believing in what we're doing, them believing in each other, feeling like they have the preparation, feeling like they have developed some sort of skills that they can go use in the game and be successful. I promise you. And maybe that's just having been a player and had success on a team, and I want the players to be able to experience that. I promise you. I'm good. I do this outside of winning is to see guys develop and have personal success, and that they can help themselves and they can help the team.
I'll take the ball if you don't want it.
No, I'll keep it. Okay. I mean, it will be like the Super Bowl balls that what I had, and they would go home, and the kids were little, and it would be snowing in Columbus, and I'd look out, and it'd be like the Super Bowl touchdown catch, and I'd be outside just like diving into snow piles.
So lock those things up.
Go ahead, guys. Have at it.
3rd and goal in the second, you call a timeout. What did you say to Drake Maye there?
Let's just get these things. Let's just get things tightened up here. Let's make sure that everybody's getting a call, that we're being efficient. I know it's tired and we're subbing, and they're tired too. However, we feel that they feel, and it was just let's settle everybody down. Let's take control of the huddle. Let's make sure everybody gets the call and that we're lined up and that we can execute here.
Mike, you talked about the penalties and how some people might overreact, and every coach is different on what they look at. When you look at your success with getting sacks, you guys are doing a good job, but you're also giving up a lot of explosive plays, especially in the passing game. Is that something that you start to factor in, like, all right, we got to limit these, or is this a thing that's going to happen in a game?
No, I mean, there's going to be a few, and I think maybe our whole intention was to defend, inside the numbers and make sure that was not where it was hurting us. We did okay there, and then obviously they felt comfortable throwing those outward breaking routes, and not that I'm accepting of it, but we have to be able to say this is what the game plan was. So I think that there's some plays that we certainly need to correct, and we can't have the ball thrown over our heads on 3rd and 15, and Tyreek Hill just blazing out of there. So that's those are concerns. But the other ones, some of them are on us and how we wanted to play the football game, making sure that they were, we were defending the middle of the field where they've had so much success.
With the penalties, Morgan Moses had said that Will Campbell came up to him after and said, don't worry about it, it happens. I guess Morgan had said that to him last week on the sideline. Do you feel like Will Campbell's turning into the leader that you want him to?
I think that he shows up every single day, and I think he does his job, and he cares extremely about this football team. And so I think that's starting to make him a leader. I think he is prepared. I think he executes for the most part in the game. He knows what to do. So I think that makes him a leader. And hopefully this trend of, these linemen false starting and then patting each other on the back after the game can end. We only have 3 more linemen to go, so we're 40% of the way done here with it happens. Don't worry, it happened. Hopefully 3 more weeks we're done with this.
Mike, you have the Steelers this weekend. Tom Brady said this offseason that at his peak, Aaron Rodgers is the best thrower of the football he's ever seen. Talk about what you see from Aaron Rodgers, and would you agree with Tom's assessment there?
I don't. Tom knows more about quarterbacks than I do. I just know that it's going to be a physical football team. They're always good defensively. Aaron provides a lot of challenge just from his operation, his mechanics, the urgency in which he's able to command the offense. It puts a lot of stress on you. So stuff that Arthur Smith has done in the past, there'll also be plenty of things that Aaron has that he'll take advantage of bad football if you're not ready.
It's interesting that you bring that up because you have such a great relationship with Arthur Smith, who was on your staff at one point in time. Does it give you, we always talk about that, does it give you an advantage that you know a guy, or is it a disadvantage because even though you know him, he knows you as well when it comes to, putting a scheme together?
Yeah, I think that they'll have their game plan plays. I haven't watched too much of them. Just getting here started, get going on them here as soon as we finish with you guys. But Arthur will have his core concepts and what he believes, and then Aaron will have his things that he's always liked and that he's wanted to do. So we'll have to kind of see where that blend is.
Difficult week in this country. Did you address that at all with the team?
No, I didn't. I did not talk about the things that kind of have gone on here this past week.
When we talk about leadership, I know Courtney was talking about Will Campbell, but one guy that I really think does a tremendous job, and I've always liked the way he played since his time at Boston College, is Harold Landry. Talk a little bit about what he brings to the team and what he brings to the defense when it comes to leadership.
A very consistent player. I think he has a very consistent routine. I've known Harold for a long time. I'm excited that the players voted him captain. This is his first time being a captain. He has shown that when he got here, that was important to him. It was to lead. He's always a versatile player. We put a lot on his plate. Anything that is a game plan specific type thing for that position, we have a tendency to put it on Harold because he'll understand, he'll be able to get it quickly in a few days of practice. So, yeah, we're going to need him and everybody else to continue to play well and try to help us and get some consistency going.
It seemed like Drake was being himself, not sort of tentative or outside the pocket. It seemed like in week 1 he was very hesitant, sort of sliding outside the pocket, not running downfield. Was there any change in the communication you had between week 1 and week 2, and what did you see from Drake in terms of composure yesterday?
Well, I meant sliding. I think he slid in week 1 because they got to him quicker. I mean, I don't think he was going to slide because we told him just to go a yard and slide. That's not what we want. We want him to be as aggressive as possible and make sure that he takes care of himself, which he did yesterday. Maybe he just was running faster yesterday.
Where does
I think we talk about it with, from the outside, knowing nothing about what's going on, and so it just appeared from the outside week 1 that maybe he was being overly cautious when making the decision to run the football, and good to hear you say that. That's
no, I don't think that's ever the case. That's if it's progressed through, and you can only make so many progressions based on the pass rush. I wouldn't get to the third read sometimes. Again, that's based on how the protection is and, just being decisive. And so we don't want our players to ever have to second guess what they want to do. Be decisive and aggressive at the line of scrimmage, block pressure, block movement. They pressured a lot. They moved. We were able to do that, covered them up, had some good runs. Cool to be able to run the 2-point conversion in. Most of our guys are in the end zone scoring with their guys. And if they score with their man, then we're obviously going to score. So those are some cool things to be able to show our guys.
I know you said last week that Christian Gonzalez continues to improve. Is there a chance that we could see him going into this week?
There's a chance.
A good one?
I wanted to ask.
Courtney got a big ring. She's got a rich husband.
She does have a pretty big ring there. Yeah, it's pretty big.
What's he do, Courtney?
He does commercial real estate.
Oh,
he does,
wow. High rises and
He's
all
actually a
that
St. John's prep guy.
That's that cashish right there. Hey, you see that rock over there?
It was like
that thing is bright as the sun,
Yeah.
man. As bright as the sun.
So a good chance. Good chance for Christian.
Yeah.
Good chance.
All right. Well,
there's the chance.
Yeah,
I don't-
I get to
there's
ask
a
questions
chance.
too.
I mean, I don't
sweating.
think you said anything this morning that they'll be all over you about
I
all
knew
week.
that was coming. It was free publicity for you guys.
It was great. Could you mention my name when you're doing it?
I promise you'll be the fourth name that I mentioned. Publicity.
I didn't know. I couldn't tell if it was the 6:30 start time or the actual segment that you were kind of grousing about a little bit there.
Oh no, it was just the fact that anything I say can and will be used against me in the court of law.
Right. All right. Well,
Plead the fifth.
we'll try to help you with that. That is Mike Vrabel, the head coach of the New England Patriots.